Conservative MPs, day 3 of 2018, and they're already fighting.
Angry people have taken to the streets demanding change. Truly extraordinary in Iran.
The president saying his nuclear button is bigger and more powerful than the North Korean leaders.
A carriage in flames. Beside it, a glimpse of the truck it collided with.
A fitting farewell for a passionate Queenslander, Lady Flo was an iconic figure.
A so-called cyclonic bomb is sweeping across the US East Coast. The exportation of medical cannabis will be made legal in a major boost for Australian producers.
The gloves are on.
Donald Trump has threatened his former chief strategist with legal action.
For unrivaled live coverage in 2018, this is Sky News, Australia's news channel.
Authorities on high alert as temperatures soar across the southeast of the country. The US braces for its coldest temperatures on record after being battered by a bomb cyclone. A controversial book about the Trump White House hits the bestsellers list, but the president says it's full of lies. Several Australians confirmed to be involved in a fatal air balloon crash in Egypt that killed 1 and injured 12. And in sport, Usman Khawaja brings up his 6th test ton and his first in the Ashes.
And in weather, extreme heat continuing for eastern Australia on Sunday. Temperatures hitting the early 40s. Details, Channel 603.
This is Weekend Live.
Thanks for your company. It's 3 o'clock here in Sydney and it's midday in Perth. I'm Samantha Dawson. We return to our breaking news, and an emergency warning has been issued for a fire burning out of control in South Australia. The fire is burning in Sherwood in the southeast of South Australia. Authorities warn it is too late to leave the region now, and for those in the area to take shelter in a solid building. There are reports the State Emergency Services app has crashed, with residents urged to keep up to date online. And our top story this hour, hot and dry conditions across the southeast are still causing concern for emergency services. They're on full standby with catastrophic fire danger ratings in place for some locations. A wind change is expected across the next few hours, and that will increase the danger of bushfires as wind speeds increase to fan the flames.
With South Australia facing a perfect recipe for disaster, the Country Fire Service called for more resources to be deployed across every fire district in the state. South Australian Police have also been on full alert with Operation Nomad in place to warn residents of the dangers bushfires pose to life and property, and to create a high-profile police presence to prevent deliberately lit fires and deliberate, reckless or negligent human activity. In Victoria, fire officers warn of blast furnace weather conditions that could cause a catastrophe.
So we only need the ingredients of high temperatures, low humidities and strong winds, and we have a recipe for catastrophic bushfires.
They've also issued a warning to holiday makers to take care if they're camping out. Experience from past events shows that many major bushfires have started from an unattended campfire.
If you're on holidays and you're out across the river regions or out down on the coast, campfires are illegal today.
New South Wales is also bracing for a shift in the weather that will bring high temperatures and strong winds coupled with low humidity.
All agencies are now working together to make sure that we can respond to any incidents.
Police have also stressed that hot weather attracts crowds to beaches and waterways on the east coast, creating a recipe for danger.
Be very, very careful. We've seen an unprecedented amount of drownings in New South Wales. Alcohol and water do not mix.
And police in all states repeat their concerns at children and pets being left alone in cars, a crime that police say they will prosecute to the full extent of the law.
Cars become a furnace very, very quickly in this type of heat.
Jerry Galloway, Sky News.
And whilst Australia swelters, the east coast of the US is reeling after a so-called bomb cyclone hit. Heavy snow is continuing to cause turmoil as tens of thousands of travellers remain stranded.
With
Winter Storm Grayson has already packed a huge punch, and now the deep freeze is arriving. Flooded streets in Boston iced over to cement cars in place. Conditions so awful that the only way to rescue those stuck in homes was by digger.
Unquestionably the worst. I've seen it down here.
Oh my God, I kept seeing it come closer and closer. It's like, oh no.
It was pounding. It was hitting the seawall and going above the telephone poles.
But life has to go on, especially for highly paid sportsmen. The New England Patriots practicing despite it all. And in Philadelphia, the Rocky Steps became an enticing opportunity to put a cold weather twist on an iconic scene. Soon, though, being outdoors won't be much fun at all.
It is already well below zero across much of the East Coast, and forecasters are predicting it's going to get much worse over the weekend, with record-breaking low temperatures and strong winds.
It's not predicted to warm up again until late next week, prolonging the misery already caused by Winter Storm Grayson.
The unusual frosty weather in the south of the United States is wreaking havoc in the ocean, with hundreds of sea turtles washing up on beaches due to cold stunning. The ecological phenomenon causes the reptiles' muscles to seize up, leaving them unable to perform basic movements, including breathing and swimming. It's forced organisations and dozens of volunteers to intervene.
Going out and looking for these turtles and bringing them in so that they can be documented, identified, and then sent off to rehabilitation for care.
Water temperatures in the region have dipped to below 10 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, in Austria, a group of skiers have been trapped in chairlifts high up in the mountain as snowstorm Eleanor struck with furious force. Resort staff reportedly tried to go to the assistance of trapped guests, but they were forced to quit because of the dangerous conditions and the constant swaying of capsules. The resort says it is confident the chairlifts will hold and the guests will be able to return safely to solid ground, perhaps requiring some seasickness treatment. US